Welcome to Daily Armor. Our verse today will be found in the book of Micah, chapter number 6, and looking at verse number 8. Micah 6, verse number 8, and it says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. So we have a question that's being asked, and it's, hasn't the Lord showed you? Hasn't the Lord told you? Hasn't the Lord giving you His word to let you know what those things that you're to do, how you're to behave, how you're to act, how you're to react, what kind of attitude that you're supposed to have? And it says that He has showed us. Who has showed us? It's not me showing you something. It's not your friends showing you something. It's not your parents showing you something. It's not your boss showing you something or whatever. It's God Himself, our Creator, showing us what we're to do, how we're to handle ourselves in any given situation. What is good? Good means what's best, what's beautiful, and what's agreeable with God, what God agrees with. There's a lot of things out there that we see that we say, there's nothing wrong with that, but God would not agree with that. So these are the things that God agrees with. That's what God says is good for us to do. And let's look at what they are. Before we get there, it says, what doth the Lord require of thee? What is He asking us to do? He's asking us to do things His way, not our way, but His way. And sometimes we have to force ourselves to do that. There's been many situations where I've had to force myself. I've had to go against what I wanted to do and do what God wanted me to do. And it's very, very hard. But once you do it, it gets easier and easier and easier. And you feel so much better because it's the right thing to do. It agrees with God. And that's what's going to bring you comfort and peace and correct some of those attitudes that can well up inside of us that we didn't even really realize that was there sometimes. Sometimes you find yourself in a set of circumstances that it reminds you of something that happened in the past, and you kind of have an opportunity to make some of the same choices or make some different choices. And that's what we're talking about. We have a choice to make. Are we going to go with what God wants us to do? That's the question. Now, what does He want us to do? And it says, but to do justly. But to do justly. Now, I was thinking of even just last night, I don't even know for what reason that I had kind of like a bad memory of something that, I'll just be honest, it's something that my husband did about 5 years ago that really hurt my feelings. It really, really hurt my feelings. And I hadn't thought about it in a long time, but it welled up. And I had to choose to not be upset about it. I didn't even discuss it with him. I didn't even mention it to him. And I had a chance, thinking about in the future that if given the choice, would I do the same thing to him? Would I take that opportunity to let him know how that hurts? What does that feel like? So when we think about to do justly, it's when you're given that opportunity and you have your chance. You can seek your revenge. You can hurt them back like they've hurt you. But before you make your decision, look at what else the Lord tells us to do. And He says, and to love mercy. So that's why I kind of changed my attitude last night, because I had a bad memory, because I remembered something that, that hurt me. It hurt me really bad. And I have to love mercy instead. I have to love mercy more than wanting to, seize that opportunity to hurt someone back that has hurt me. And that you'll have that same opportunity. You can withhold some things from somebody, not because that they deserve it, but you can withhold some things from somebody because you want to, take your opportunity to retaliate. You can cast some judgment. You can make a situation hard on somebody because you're seizing your opportunity, or you can show mercy and kindness in spite of whatever has been done to you. So that's what the Lord is requiring of us. That's what He's asking us to do. He's wanting us to take that justice, but love it with some mercy, and that's going to produce a whole different attitude, a whole different set of actions and reactions. And that is how we're going to do this last part. And I'll end with this: to walk humbly with thy God. Because then when I think about what He did to hurt me, then I had to remind myself, well, how have I hurt Him? What are some things that I've done that I've hurt Him? And there was several things that I never even intended on that hurt them. It was something, I remember one thing that hurt Him, and I never ever in a million years intended on that to hurt Him, but it did. And so that's where I took that mercy, and I'm like, okay, then I bet that He didn't intend on to hurt me, that when He made this decision that hurt me, I don't think that His intention was to hurt me. I think He got Himself in feeling the pressure of responsibility, and as He sometimes has to do, He has to choose other situations over choosing what would be a comfort to His wife. So just take whatever situation that you might be in today, and when you have that opportunity to retaliate, when you have that opportunity to take your revenge, don't do that. Don't choose to do that, because use that mercy, that mercy. Love that mercy. Love is that, having that compassion, having that gratitude, love, mercy, instead of wanting that vengeance. And that's how we get to walk with the Lord, and not just walking alongside Him, but I want to grab hold of His hand, and I want to be comforted by Him. And I hope you do as well. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.